Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I'm checking out the Runcam Swift Mini. Now there's definitely a demand for better quality, smaller FPV cameras as we're seeing lots of micros out there. Now the problem is with the majority of the micro FPV cams is that they are a CMOS sensor and those aren't as good when it comes to the light and dark, so the wide dynamic range. And this is a tiny CCD camera. It weighs just 12.8 grams and it's from Runcam, and I'm going to be checking it out. So this is the one with the 2.5mm lens, so a really nice lens as well. So essentially it's exactly the same as the other CCD cam, it's just really tiny. And this one, by the way, it doesn't have its built-in on-screen display. OSD there, that means the on-screen display for the camera, because you can go in and change all the settings, etc. So they do give you this cable here, and you can keep that plugged in if you like. And I really like this because it means that you can change your settings, so just leave this wire dangling around. And then they give you this for the on-screen display, and then that just plugs into there, and then you've got your menu button there. I really like that. So you're given that to the camera. You are given this cable here, so that is your cable to power it. Now this is pretty cool. It pretty much powers off anything, so it can take from 5 volts to 36 volts, which is pretty amazing. It's got a lux value of 0.01, so it should be pretty good in the dark as well. So yeah, pretty impressive for its size. You are given a mount here, and I think this is to convert it into a normal camera essentially, so that it's the same distance apart as a normal camera. So they give you this adapter here like that, and I think that lines up with these holes here on the side somehow, but anyway, I'm not going to be using that. And then they give you this one here, which is meant for this camera as well, and they give you a load of bolts as well actually to screw all of this down and screw this as well in here. So they are threaded in there, which is nice, means we'll have a nice tight fit. And I'm hopefully going to be fitting it on this frame. This is the JJ Pro 130, and I'm going to build it all up and hopefully stick this camera in and have a nice model out of it. So I'll quickly talk you through the on-screen display of the camera. Now that's not the on-screen display that we're looking at the moment. That's the on-screen display of the quadcopter. So when I say on-screen display of the camera, it doesn't have one, it's just the settings of the camera. So as I mentioned earlier, you can plug it into the back of the camera and you're given that little controller, and it's got a little button and a joystick on it. So if you press the button in when it's all connected, then you get this little screen here. Now usually I don't mess with any of this at all and just use it out of the box, so I don't know what all of the features do, but I know the main ones that you can use. So if you're not actually running an on-screen display on your quadcopter, you can add a cam title, which I have got off at the moment, but if you move the joystick to the side, you can see it says on there, and then if you press in again, you can type whatever you want on there. So you could put your name or something like that if you were doing a race. But I am not going to put anything there, so I'm just going to turn that off. And then you can see here that we've got exposure, and then we've got like a return icon, so that's when you can go in there and check other settings. So we can change the shutter speed if you want, but it's set to auto, I'm leaving it at that. We've got the brightness there as well, and then the white balance, which I've got set to auto, but you can set it to manual and various presets, etc. And then we have got the day and night option, so it's set to colour out of the box, which I just leave it on, but it will switch to black and white if you stick it on auto and the light is low, but I'm just going to leave it on colour there. So we've got image adjust as well, so you can actually mirror the image. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Font color again, that's just being picky, but I guess if you are using the cam title and you want to change the color, then there you go. We've got the contrast, sharpness, And then we've got more display options in here as well, like color gain, etc. Again, negative image I'm never going to use. And then we can return here as well. This is like a calibration thing. And you've got the language, if you want to change the language. And you can reset all the settings as well and exit out there. Like I say, I don't change any of these settings, I just use it out of the box. So this review that you're about to see and the flight that you're about to see is all done with just the stock settings there. Then I can exit out of there like so. So the Runcam Swift Mini fits into this 130 frame nicely, and I want to talk about that a little bit more because they call it the Runcam Swift Mini, and it's not actually that smaller than the original Swift, and you don't benefit too much from the weight difference, not as much as I thought anyway. So when you look at the figures, the original Swift, including its mount or stand, whatever you want to call it, is 14.5 grams, and then the Mini with its mount, that is 12 grams, so actually only 2 grams lighter. So if you are looking at this camera for weight purposes, yeah, okay, every gram is expendable on these micros for sure, but you're not going to benefit that much. However, it does fit into this 130 frame, and I don't think the original Swift would, so it's good for that. However, I am really eager to try out the Swift Micro, and what I think that is I think that's the Swift Mini, but with its case taken off and then just a little plastic mount put on the front, so hopefully that one is going to be much lighter. But it's out of stock at the moment, so I don't know when that is going to be when I get one of those. But yeah, I really want to try out one of those because I think that would be lighter. You see, this JJ Pro P130 is flying nicely, but it definitely could be lighter. This is on a 4S here. And yeah, I think it could be lighter, but it fits and it flies really nicely. As for the picture quality, I cannot tell the difference between this and any other CCD camera. It looks fantastic to me. It's a sunny day. I didn't do that on purpose. I can never pick the days. But whether I'm pointed straight to the sun, to the sky, or the ground, I get a great picture, and that is why we like these CCD cameras better than the CMOS cameras. Now, as for the JJ Pro P130, I know you might be thinking, where is the final finished version? I'm going to do a separate video on that because it was always my intention to upgrade the JJ Pro P130 because I really like the form factor, I like the frame. It looks like a shrunken down Blackout or, you know, alien frame or something like that, and so I'm going to do a separate video on all the components, etc., and how it fits together. This was just to showcase the Runcam Mini, and like I say, it holds it and it flies pretty nice. There's a little bit of noise coming through, by the way, and that is from the Flycolor Raptor not having a regulator on the VTX, but it's not too bad, it's not debilitating at all, and yeah, it was flying nicely. Like I say, it just needs to be a little bit lighter, I think. So look out for that video, and I'll put a link in the description to the Runcam Swift Mini if you wish to get one. They are cheaper than the original Swift as well, by like a couple of pounds. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching. As always, please continue to subscribe. Cheers.